Good morning, brothers and sisters. What we got going on here today is apparently the 1099A and the 1099C video is pretty popular. There's been over 700 views on it so far in just the last couple of days. Yesterday we went over 11,000 views on the channel, and I want to thank everybody for taking their time out. Man, our time is valuable. You only got so much of it here in this world, so I do appreciate the time that y'all are taking to watch these things. But here's what's going on. I did that video to help people out, you to use this, okay? And like I said, there's over 700 views on that one, and there's a lot of the other videos that I put on there that are not even 200 yet. So when I see the numbers like that, I realize that that video is getting watched a lot more than the other videos. And I understand that the video that I posted a couple days ago on the 1099A and C, that a lot of you have shared with your other friends, and I'm totally cool with that. Put it out there. The whole reason I'm into doing what I'm doing is to change the way things are now. And by using the process to change your situation, you also change the future. So that's why I'm putting this out here. I want to change the future. I want to have a part in changing the future. And I'm sure most of y'all do too. And you will with your progeny. What I want to do now is I want to talk about the 1099A, because here's the thing. A lot of you that watch the 1099A, 1099C have hit me with a lot of questions, and a lot of the same questions. And I'm suggesting that you go back and watch the videos that you haven't watched. It may be time consuming, yeah. But most all of them videos have a little piece of something or another in there that you can compile into a notebook of information, so to speak, to use this. Like, for instance, I was talking about when I was talking about the 1099 A, a couple of the questions that I got from people that have actually been doing this, and they're not having any success with the 1099A. And the reason that they're not doing it is having success with it is because they're not filling them out proper. And that's why they're not working. These folks that I've talked to have been doing this for quite some time. And and what I'm saying is, if you go back and you look at these other videos, you're going to glean stuff from them that when you get around to watching the 1099A, you're going to go, oh yeah, okay, I understand. I see what he's talking about. When you fill out the 1099A, okay, you'll notice that who the lender is. It's the United States Treasury. And who the borrower is, okay? Like I said in the last video, these are checks. But really how you're going to use it is like a third-party check, okay? That may clarify some of the questions that y'all have. You know, the reason that they're not working for you if you've tried them is because you're putting the person up there in the top as the lender, like, say, the dealership. And then you're putting yourself as the borrower. That's not how it works. What the dealership's going to do is they're going to take this, they're going to file it with their 1040, right, V, and then what's going to happen is they're going to be the third party in the check. Because they filed the 1040, the return's going to come back to them. And because you signed the back of the check, the Treasury's going to know that when they file. Okay? So that's where a lot of y'all, I guess, are probably having the issue at. It's the Treasury. Why? Why is it the Treasury? Because the Treasury is the grantor of the Social Security Sestakay Trust. They're holding the trust for the Social Security Administration. The Social Security Administration is the administrator of the trust, and the United States Treasury is the bank of the trust. Okay, that's where your money goes. When you get a Social Security check or a VA check, they used to come by paper, but now they come electronic. And when I look at my bank statement, my VA check, my Social Security check, they all come from the Treasury. The Treasury is the bank. Okay? So the Treasury is the lender. Why? Because they are the trustee. This is why you need to go back and look at some stuff. And in a trust action, okay, the trustees are the ones that hold the beneficial title. They hold the property. They hold the property in trust for the beneficiary. That's why it's not working. So it doesn't matter. In the case of this right here, folks, this is just an example of the 1040A that I filed. Well, I filed, like I said, I filed 15 of these, but I also filed 15 OIDs, and I also filed 10 1096s because of the process that I was doing with the 1099As and the lien securities that we created. That's why that's why it says lien security so these are going to be a little different than yours. Okay. Now see, here's the thing. Like I've said, you're the beneficiary of the trust. You go to the dealership or the bank, mortgage company, whatever, the furniture store. You want to buy furniture over $600. You go to the furniture store. Well, they can take this. Okay. Here's where this works. People have asked about secured party. How ought to become a secured party creditor? Well, you are a secured party to your Social Security Sestakay Trust, but to become a secured party creditor, you have to know what's in the trust, and you are. If you think about it, the money you put in every year, they tell you how much you put in. So you are a secured party creditor, but only for the amount that you know is in there. If I filed $204 million of these things, okay, and the Treasury gets 35% for collecting, well, then $132.6 million is mine. Now, I know that much is in, that at least that much is in my trust, plus the, 19,000, not quite 20,000 that I put in working a public job, which isn't much, folks. I mean, for a lifetime, an adult lifetime, it isn't a whole lot. Because I've learned how to, to get around everything, man. People on welfare, they're getting around it, man. They're bringing in a check and not having work. Hey, more power to you. But it's greater than that. It's greater than that. You don't have to live in the projects. And you don't have to get all this other stuff. If you're knowing how to use the trust, like the Department of Human Services is using the trust. Okay? Now, so that's what you're going to want to do with the 1099A, and I'm sure there'll be more questions. And I don't mind answering your questions. If this is the only one of my videos, or the last video, the 1099A, 1099C, is the only one of my videos you watched, go back and watch the rest of them. Some of them you might not get a whole lot out of, but most of them you will. And this is a puzzle. This is a giant puzzle that needs to be put together for you to get into the mindset of who you really are as the beneficiary. You got a lot of power, and it's not your power to use. It's your power you have that they will use to either fleece your trust or put you along a right path while they're fleecing your trust. I don't care if the government fleeces my trust. I don't care at all. As long as you're paying up for what I need. Take what you want. Like I said in past videos, in Ray Boland's, every taxpayer is assessed to K trust. If the trust, I'm the beneficiary. I'm not a trust. I'm not assessed to K trust. It's assessed to K trust that owes the taxes. So if taxes are due, you get it, trustee. I'm the beneficiary. I'm not even supposed to know there's taxes due. And I explained that in another video. But, and I don't mind answering y'all's questions one-on-one, but there's a lot of questions that I've been asked here recently that I know, because when you ask me this question, I know that you haven't seen any of the other videos or it went completely over your head. And that'll happen, man. I've had all kinds of stuff go over my head before I finally figured it out. I know some people want to get in on this Zoom, but they don't say, hey, man, send me a conditional acceptance so I can get in on this Zoom. Why? Because you haven't watched the one on conditional acceptance and where I'm talking about this. It's like this, well, I get asked, how is it that the treasury, that the treasury can do all this? Because if you'd watched the video on Free the Prisoner, Discharge the Bond, you'll see that I talked about the House Joint Resolution 92, where it created the Public Law 73-10, where it says the government is supposed to pay for everything. This is how they do it. So, go back and watch the other videos. If you haven't seen them yet, you're going to know because they're not in your watch list. Go back and look at them and then hit me up with questions that you don't understand or, that you want me to elaborate on. I'll be more than happy to do that. But look, this has gotten completely time consuming and I don't mind doing that. I really don't mind at all. But I would ask you kindly to, go back and look at them all so you get a better understanding. Cause it's like I said, if you don't know who you are, what they're doing and what you can do and how this thing works, when you go and try this at the dealership or the mortgage company, you're going to fall flat on your face and they're probably going to laugh at you all the way out. So, you guys do that. I'm going to do another video on the 1099-C because a lot of people have had questions about that. Many of y'all have debt. Many of y'all have debt. And you want to get rid of it. The 1099-C will do that. But I've been asked questions. Well, how do you file that? You don't. You don't. It's the trustees that have to file that. It's the trustees that are going to file the 1099-A. You're just giving them the way to do it. That's why I said in the last video, it's the dealership, it's the mortgage company, it's the furniture company that's going to file the 1099-A. Well, I don't want to file 1099-A. I can get in trouble for it. No, you won't. You didn't file it. And another question, a couple more questions that I've got that are the same are on the W-8 BEN. And I'm going to do a video on that explaining how to fill one out so you can keep your FICA taxes. Here's the thing about the BEN. I'll just throw this out there right quick before I quit. The thing about the BEN is they've been doing this for 20, 30 years, filing the BENs. I got a friend who's a retired auto worker. He worked for Dodge, making the Vipers and the Prowlers for 15 years, and then he worked on some other Dodges on before that. But this guy worked 18 years without filing anything at all because he filed the W-8, and they haven't messed with him at all. A lot of the other auto workers did the same thing. So the thing about the BEN, the W-8 BEN, is it's totally legit, and for more than 2 decades, workers have been filing it. But I'll get in on how to file that too real soon. But all right, y'all. Peace out.